Professional photographer Reagan Rule has some really tasty tips for us on how to photograph food better. And I'm going to go there, Reagan. People call it food porn because we just can't get enough of looking at tasty food.
I do stay up awake a lot at night, and I just look through my phone on Instagram and I just drool, basically. I love food. I've always loved food, and since I've become a photographer, and with the love of Instagram, I'm always taking photos.
As a foodie myself, what's really disappointing is when you spend a lot of time on a meal, you take a picture of it and it doesn't look really good, and you find yourself telling people like, oh no, it's really good. How can we avoid that? You said you have some tips?
There's a couple key tips that will definitely help you make your dish look appetizing, as good as it tastes. I understand that sometimes sauces and things like that, cheesy foods, can sometimes look a little messy, and your friends might go, oh, that doesn't really look that good, but you're like, it was amazing. So yeah, we're gonna go over a couple things today to help you take photos better. Also, if you're out, at your favorite restaurant and you have, an amazing dish, things that you can kind of like take quickly and enjoy that meal.
And one thing worth noting, while you have really fancy and wonderful professional camera gear, you can accomplish this with your iPhone or just your own phone.
iPhones are amazing nowadays, yes. You can do some great photos with your iPhone. So I brought one of my favorite sushi rolls, and this is the Hot Lady roll from one of my favorite restaurants, Araya, here in Naples. And I'm just going to actually put some of the sauce on so that it looks a little bit more realistic. But I brought this first dish to give you guys an example of, I'm probably doing it wrong. They do a much better job than I do. But to give you an example of depth of field, because here's a long, skinny roll that is all about one height. You don't really have, a tall dish. You have just an even dish here. So, when you do your photo, you want to keep in mind that you're not really going to be going up as much. You can stay level. If you go too much over top, you're going to miss the ingredients that are inside this dish.
Definitely.
So to turn it this way, I'm going to take a photo with my phone first. We'll show you later on Instagram the photos that we have from this shoot. And you'll see here at the inside of the dish, you'll see all the things that are inside the sushi roll. You want to get low and you want to get tight. A lot of times I see people making the mistake where they back out and they get all this negative space in the photo, and they don't really get the focus on the food. The food is the ultimate focus. So you want to get as close as you can to the dish, and smartphones are excellent now for focusing. So if you touch the area that you want to focus on, and you've got a nice little line here, you can take a quick photo and get that nice depth of field. And then, I don't know if you can see this on here.
No, that is good. That's better. I like the way you kind of had...
It's got a little bit of a,
more of a shape
angle
to
it.
Yeah, I was going to say with your angle on it as well.
So that way you can get a length, you can get some of the inside ingredients, and what we'll do is we'll put a cool
It also looks
filter on
huge.
Yeah.
It makes it look really big.
It fills up the entire screen, which is, what you really want. The food and the textures, if you can pick out some of the colors or some of the key ingredients, like if you have something with shrimp, make sure you get those key ingredients and you focus on them.
And you
really
did that
tight.
by touching the spot when you were sizing it up?
And it'll automatically, like your phones right now are so great. They allow us to have such control, and it's a really nice device. So if you, tap your finger in the area that you want to focus on, the rest will kind of blur out and get soft. So that way you'll have a nice clean image, you'll focus on the areas you want to focus on, and you won't get any of that messy stuff in the background either. So I'm actually going to put the saturation levels a little bit higher on this because you've got really nice color. You've got oranges, you've got some greens. And
Is it nice to have the white plate because it really accentuates it?
I like it. I'm generally go to cleaner shots, and whenever I even style and do product shots at home, I go for white all the time.
Okay.
So that's kind of my little niche.
I'm going to see if I can do one.
So you want to get low, and actually I'm going to turn it around for you. Let's see, a little bit here. I know the light's coming from this direction too.
I know.
That's another thing is lighting. You want to make sure you study your light source. So if the light's coming from this direction, generally you want to go to the side that the light source is coming from.
That makes sense. So. And this was long and skinny. What else do we have that might present some different kind of options? The sushi really seems to beg for getting its picture taken with all the colors and the shape and textures.
Oh, they're beautiful. They really are really pretty pieces. Sometimes, you look at it and you're like, really, can I eat that? But yes, you can definitely eat it and it tastes good too. So this here is a lobster roll, and this is a good example because it's actually a little messy. It takes the whole plate. So if you look at this and you say, well, where's your focal point? Where's your front, your back, your side? I would say the back is somewhere around here. You've got two sides, but it kind of is in the front here. You've got the orange, you've got some different garnishes and things like that. So if I was going to take a photo of this dish, I would actually take a section of it or a portion of it and try to really downplay the rest of the huge dish
Good
because
point.
you
So
don't
you're
want
not trying to capture it all.
overwhelming.
You wanted to show people like a
Just
taste
a
of it.
detail shot, exactly. So
Here's the phone. Let's give it a
perfect.
go.
So we'll come in here, and again, my light source is coming from over here. So I know we're on camera. I might have to reach around here a little bit. It actually looks cool, and you can. The nice thing about having an iPhone, and you can play. You can delete photos. You know you don't have to waste film or anything like that. So even like a lengthwise shot, you could try a low shot that shows the depth of field and that has the length. But you could also come in a little closer, and just even to get, let's see, 'cause this one, like I said, is a little trickier. The avocado is hiding some of the sushi. You could come in a little closer and just do a really nice tight detail shot. And I usually, when I shoot, I take a few, honestly.
Now, do you want to focus in though on an element, or you even have these neat little sprouts and then the orange that's all cut up very creatively? Do you focus on that, or are you trying to get the heart of what the meal is?
I'm just focusing on this little corner right here. I'm just picking this area and I'm kind of focusing right on that. Don't be afraid to pick apart your food. If you've got a dish that's a little bit like buried like this, maybe pick a roll and we'll section it out and we'll see how pretty this is. Yeah, we can at least see the inside of the dish.
Wow.
I'm not a chef, but I do like to take photos of food. So maybe just to have in the front, in the forefront, we could set it there.
I see.
You know, and nobody has to see this
So
part
you
over
see it
here.
lined up, but you also get to see what the roll looks like.
Exactly, and it's still, you know, this is a trickier shot because it's a busy food dish. There's a lot going on here, but you are at least able to pull it apart. I always say play with your food. But you can pull it apart and you could crop it and have a really nice tight shot with the sushi roll.
It looks like it belongs on the menu.
And then everything in the background. So at least you can see what's inside. And then once you pop the color a little bit, believe me, detail is key. Nobody's gonna see anything else around. Just focus on the detail shots. So that's kind of where I go whenever I get food shots like this.
Very nice. Well, we'll show all the photos. We'll share all the photos that we did on Instagram so you can see
Awesome.
those later. And thank you very much, Reagan.